Today's class, we're going to start sitting in a cross-legged position. So you have a few options here. If you can sit up on a yoga block or a book, or you could also roll your mat up into like this. Roll it, roll it, roll it, and then sit up on it like this, so that this sitting cross-legged position is a little more comfortable because we will be here for a few minutes. Okay, so find whichever cross feels more comfortable to you, and we'll start like that. So the first thing I want to talk about with you today is this idea of breathing laterally, breathing into our rib cage. So I want you to take your palms and place them right here, like on your ribs, about the height of your chest. And you're going to press in just a little bit. Now, if this position is not available to you because your shoulders are tight or it's just not comfortable, you could go on fists like this. This could work. And the other way that you could do this would be by crossing your arms in front and just placing your hands underneath your armpits like this, sort of holding this side area here. And then we're just going to take some deep breaths here. And what I want you to think about is how you feel when you inhale and where you feel the breath expand the most. And then I want us to sort of coax the breath into breathing in this accordion style lateral breath that will have your rib cage sort of pressing outward as it inhales. And then as you exhale, kind of push inward just a little, not enough to make a bruise, but exhale just enough to sort of guide your rib cage into a smaller shape. And then as you inhale, you allow for that rib cage to expand, and you're expanding laterally. You're imagining that the breath is like an accordion, out and in like this. I've never played an accordion, I have no idea, but this is how I visualize things. So, in and out. In and out. Yeah, then let's place the hands right here on your sternum and let your hands be heavy. And inhale, in and out. And feel where the breath is moving. And can we guide our breath into the area under our hands? In and out. Yeah, so you could be inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. You also could be inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your nose. Yeah, so either way, I just want the breath to be slow and steady. I want it to bring our nervous system down a bit. All right, so now we're going to go into a little twist. So take one hand and place it on the knee, and the other hand goes behind, and we lift the chest and start to rotate. And you're rotating the chest more than you're rotating at your neck. So try to just wrap the chest around. I'm using my hand. I'm actually pressing my front hand into my knee. Taking a deep breath and then exhaling, spinning it around. Take another deep breath. Think about the length in your spine. That's really important, that not only are you twisting, but that you are lifting and lengthening. And then come back to center. Let's do the other side. So we grow tall. We lift. Take a deep breath. Exhale, twist. Now keep twisting. Keep lifting. And then come back to center. Let's take one arm up by the ear, the other arm down at our sides. Walk the hand out forward a little on an angle. Place the palm down and then start to soften at the elbow, soften at the shoulder, and let's side bend. Now as you side bend, keep reaching that arm up. not just over, but more like it's reaching to the corner where the wall hits the ceiling. And then I want you to think about this area here and how you could breathe more into your side, into your rib cage. Yeah? And then use your bottom hand to push yourself back up. Let's change sides. So take the other arm up, walk the hand out, put the palm down, side bend, and then reach and breathe. And only go over as far as you can keep the hip down into the ground. So keep softening your shoulder, keep a slight bend at the elbow. Your elbow may or may not touch the floor. What's important here is that you're breathing here and you're feeling expansive in your rib cage. And then come on up. Yeah. All right, so now we're going to add the two things a little bit together, okay? So we twist. You lift up really tall. And then let's take the back arm, reach the back arm up and like arc it, like make a big kind of rainbow shape with your hand and then lean forward, shoulder down to knee. But then keeping the hand here on the knee and then spin and spiral your chest and breathe. You're still working to open the rib cage. And then come back up to your twist. And then come back to center. Let's do the other side. So we twist to start. Take a deep breath. Lift. Now take the back arm, reach it up and over. And as you come over, you bring your shoulder to your knee. And you breathe here. You still stay anchored with both hips on the floor. And then you twist and rotate as much as you can. I'm really holding on to my knee here with my front hand. And then come up, stay in your rotation as you come up, and then come back. Yeah, now let's come on to all fours. Hands and knees. So your hands are directly underneath your shoulders, your knees are directly underneath your hips. You're gonna press your arms into the ground, drop your head and round your spine. Now in this rounded spine, I'm tipping my pubic bone towards my head and my head towards my pubic bone. And then I reverse the shape of my spine, looking up and sticking my tailbone out and lifting my head forward. Reversing, dropping the head, rounding the spine. Now stay here. Fire up the arms. Really push the arms into the floor and then breathe into your back space. Breathe into your rib cage. Can you breathe like an accordion here? And then release the spine as your tailbone sticks out, as your chin juts forward. Can you continue to engage and tone through the belly so the abdominal wall still is pulling up? And then you drop the head down, around the spine, push the floor away. Inhale, exhale, and then let's reverse the spine again and come into a flat back. Keep your head a little bit higher than your shoulders, right? Because our heads are heavy. We don't want them down here. Pick it up. All right, so listen here as we do this funny little tail wag exercise. We're going to take the right foot and pick it up off the floor. You're going to swing your right foot out to the right and have a look at it by looking up and over your shoulder. And then swing the foot across your other leg and have a look at it. Yeah? And then we take the foot down. Pick your left one up and swing it out to the left and look for the foot. And then pick that foot up and look for it as it swings to the other side. And then back to center. So what you should be feeling is like a side bend here in your waistline, inhaling and exhaling. And then put your foot down. You might also feel a deep stretch inside your hip socket and go the other way. I continue to draw my abdominals up as I want my belly still to be toning. I keep my head above my shoulders as I look. And back to center. Let's do one more time. Now, I failed to mention this at the beginning, but if you need to double up your mat because the mat that you have is, not very thick and your knees are bothered by this position, go ahead and do that. Fold that mat up. That's really helpful. And then stretch forward in little child's pose. Take a deep breath here. Inhale, exhale. Another deep breath. Let's walk our hands over to the right and sit to the left. Yeah, so I have this little sit, but then my arms are stretching and moving over. So I'm again in this crescent moon position. Drop the head, let the head hang. And then let's walk the hands to the other side. Sit, reach the arms. Breathe laterally. Send the breath into the spot that's stretching the most. Then bring your arms forward. Reach and stretch here. Inhaling and exhaling. And then come forward. We're going to lay down on the backs and we're going to do a pelvic tilt. So in this position here, I want you to think about the hip bones and your shoulders being a rectangle, right? So as we move through the next series of exercises, I'm going to keep referencing the rectangle. So the rectangle points are your hips, right and left, right? And then your shoulder blades, right and left. That's your rectangle. So let's tip the pubic bone, push down with your arms, push down with your feet a little bit, and then rise up. Take a deep breath here, and really try to tip the pelvis forward without lifting your hips so high that you take your chest to your chin. I want there still to be space here, yeah, which means that I'm really balancing across my shoulder blades, across that upper corners of my rectangle. And then the lower corners of my rectangle are lifted up in the air. And I'm trying to stay flat, right? Like a board. I'm not a bridge. And then I soften in my chest, in my throat, and I start to roll down and articulate as I go. And let's do that one more time. You're going to tip the pelvis and you're going to pick up vertebra by vertebra up off the floor. Now everyone has a very different kind of spine. So for some of you, it might feel like there's a whole part of you that lifts up at once. Some of you are going to feel like you are a string of pearls. Everyone's going to have their own way. What's important is that we get up here and that we take our triangle, not our triangle, our rectangle, and we put it on a tilt. All right? So now, stay here. Push your feet down into the ground. Push your arms down into the ground. See if you can lift that whole shape a little bit higher without closing at the neck. And then float the arms up and float the arms back. And then roll down as you reach the arms in opposition. Once the tailbone touches, you bring your arms back down at the floor. Yeah? All right, we'll do that one more time. You're going to tip the pelvis. Take it up. Find the back of your legs. You got that? So use your arms here also, but don't push down so hard with your arms that your chest pops up. You got to find just the right amount of tension. Make sure also that you are really standing into your feet. Big toe to little toe to heel, like a tripod pressing down. Then float the arms up, reach the arms back, hold the arms here, and then lengthen the spine away as you reach the arms in opposition. And then drop your tailbone down. And then when the tailbone touches, then you can bring your arms back, the final moment. Let's pull the right knee up into your chest. Follow it with the left. Hold this position. Reestablish the idea of your rectangle. And let's take the right leg down and bring it back up again. Just a nice little knee fold, we call that, or a piston leg. We take the leg down, we bring it up, maintaining the angle at your knee as the leg goes down, as the leg comes up. Inhale, exhale. To make it a little harder, we can bring the hands behind the head and lower and lift. Now here I really get to again focus on the rectangle where my hips are down and the tips of my shoulders are down as I alternate at my legs. I'm breathing. You can always put your head down, and back up again. Now let's try squeezing both legs together. Take both legs down, both legs up. Inhale, exhale, squeezing, lifting. One more time, floating up. Stay here, curl a little higher if you can. Extend both legs up. Take one leg down, hold that, and start to pump. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. And then let's lift the leg, and then let's take the other leg down. Inhaling, exhaling. Can you still feel that sensation of your rectangle down into the floor? Take both legs up, bend the knees in, put your heads down. Use your legs to roll yourself up to a sitting position. Shoot your legs out. All right, gotta get the hair fluffed up. Reach the arms out and then flex your legs, pull your toes back, curl your tailbone under and hold that. Take a deep breath. Inhale, exhale, then curl forward, stretch. Let's go again. We roll back, tip the pubic bone, hold it here. Take a deep breath. Round your spine, curl forward a little bit more if you can. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Don't forget that part. Push your knees down into the floor and then curl forward. And then again, we curl back, tuck under, take a deep breath here. Curl it, curl it, curl it. Roll it, roll it, roll it. And then coming forward. The more you can really get those inner thighs to be active, the better. Now you could stay here if this is feeling available to you. We could pick one leg up, take it down. Pick the other leg up, take it down. Can you do that from your belly? Exhale, pull the abdominal wall down as the leg goes up. Take another deep breath. Pull the abdominal wall down as the leg goes up. It doesn't have to go high. And then stretch forward, reach. Laying down onto your back slowly, piece by piece. Bring your right knee into your chest. Give it a tug. Switch legs. Give it a tug. Switch again. Give it a tug. Take the leg up to the ceiling and then open your arms. Press the arms into the floor and let's take this top leg over to the side. Take it as far as you can. And then pick it back up again. If your knee is bent, that's okay too. Just keep that leg energized. Keep the leg that's on the floor energized. Keep the arms pressing into the floor, palms down. And again, over, crossing as much as you can, and then bringing that leg back up again. Bend that knee, switch the legs. Okay, so hold that knee here for a moment. I really want you to use the back of your arms during this exercise. So activate them, but don't push your arms down so much that it pops your chest up. Keep your chest soft. Take the legs over and do your best to keep both shoulders on the floor and then come back. That actually might be telling you how far you could take your leg over. So I'm going to stop when I feel like my shoulder wants to float up off the ground. And I'm going to resist that sensation by pressing down actively. And then hug the knee in. Come on up to a sitting position for rolling like a ball. We're going to hold at the ankles, float the feet up. The tighter you keep the ball, the more challenging the exercise is. So get it tiny and then roll. If that feels impossible today, just hold underneath the knees and give yourself a little more space. Because really, ideally, the idea is for you to kind of roll through each part of your spine, and it needs to be a little bit fun. Again, I have a squishy mat, so this feels really nice. If you're on a yoga mat, you might need to double it up, or you might need to put an extra towel down, or be on a rug and rest. Put those feet down, soles of the feet together. Let's go for a twist again. So we're gonna lift, rotate, come back to center, lift, rotate, and come back to center. And that's where we're gonna end today. Great job. Thanks for joining me.